just press.
Yes, Nina, shall I start?
Yeah,
You
before
will
before I begin, I would request all of you to mute yourselves, and we will just maintain 1 minute of silence for all the people who have lost their loved ones. May God grant them the strength, the peace, the courage, and may God's light shine on them so that they are blessed with courage and continue with their life for the purpose that they are here on this earth to make this place a beautiful one for everyone. We also thank God, the Almighty, for giving healing to so many of us. Many of us are on the road of healing. Many may be having some kind of pain or suffering, but still they have hope. So we are presenting ourselves in front of God with full gratitude for giving us this hope of great health, happiness, and a blissful life. With that, Vinny, would you like to share something for here? You're muted.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Nina, for this opportunity. Yes, as Nina rightly said, God has been great to all of us. We do pray for the ones who have left us. But at the same time, the people who have received healing, people who have received recovery, and that too through Almighty, of course, we all have to believe the fact that God does exist and He does wonders in our lives, and we have to believe in that because I'm one of the persons, as Nina knows very well, I suffered for almost 9 months, starting since September last year. And it all started with a very small patch, but the way it took a shape was terrible. I had no hopes left. No medicine was working on me. I didn't know what would happen next in my life. But the prayers that my friends kept very strong for me, the prayers that I did for myself and my family along with me kept praying for me, did work miracles in my life. Just June before coming to India, because I'm in Dubai, I just came to India, and I could tell everyone that I am healed and I've recovered. My hands were in a terrible shape because of the skin condition that I had, and the reports that came were very simple, but did not show any big disease. But still, my skin was not at all recovering. In fact, with every medicine that I took, it was becoming worse day by day. But when God worked miracles in my life, it just happened with time. And today, when I'm sitting in front of you, I'm able to talk, I'm able to present myself just because God has done wonders and He has done that miracle. So you can see my hands are clear now.
Hina Ajay Kumar. Yes.
Yeah. So today I'm perfectly fine and I'm able to give the testimony that God has actually done wonders and I'm completely healed. Thank you for my.
Vinny, your voice is breaking. She has backup. All right. Winnie is not here right now. She'll be back soon. Maybe her connection is not working well. But let me introduce Winnie to all the people who are here. Winnie is an educator in Jen's Legacy School, Dubai. She has done her teacher's training course from St. Bede's College, Shimla, way back in 1995. And then she did her post-graduation, graduation, and bachelor's in education. And she has a special international certificate on education and leadership in education from Liverpool Hope University, which is supported by Liverpool Hope University. And she believes that her interaction with children are actually preparing them for the world which we are, ourselves not sure of. So her classes are very interactive. She believes in taking small steps towards a highly interactive learning environment. So I welcome you, Winnie, to this session on sustainable development goals. Yeah, she's there. She's there. Winnie, you're there? Yeah. Okay.
Can
So
you?
sustainable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sorry for the connectivity issue. I'm so
That's
very
okay.
sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
So I just want to thank God and all my friends for praying for me, and God has been great. And today I'm able to sit in front of you, and I'm back. I'm back to normal life. Thank you for everything. Thank you, Nina. Thanks for that. Yeah,
Most
carry on.
welcome. Yeah. So we are very happy to have you here at Walk the Talk, because it's all about, we know the theory. You can always Google the theory. Sustainable development goals, as you said, you can just Google and you know that those are the 17 goals and it has to be done, and but when it comes to practice in our classes, do we have that support online or from anywhere? Personally, I actually, if I talk about myself, I actually went on to the bookstores and found some help at the bookstores from Penguin Books. I'll share the books later on. But yes, they were helpful. And it will be great, Winnie, if you could also guide us and share with us how children can be involved in this entire setup of sustainable development goals. And this is so essential because I feel that's a blueprint for our future. If we train our children, if they are deeply conscious and aware of these sustainable development goals, I think our planet can't be at a better place than this if we work at it now. So the floor is all yours, Winnie. Please do enlighten us with your practices and ideas that you do in your school. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nina. Thank you for this wonderful platform, and good evening, a formal good evening to all of you. And I'm glad that most of us are now on a safer zone when it comes to COVID. And I'm sure you all are still taking a lot of care of your health, because sustainable life does lead to a good life and good health, of course. And I talk about so many things. So I'm not going to tell you anything about how many goals are there and the names and all that. You all are well aware of. And if you're not, you can definitely Google and find out. It's very, very simple. But I would like to take you from the fact, how is it, what role does it play in our life, and how can we educate our students when it comes to tell them what sustainability is and what goals are, and how they can, what actions can they take in order to live a sustainable life. So when I talk about this, let me tell you that I'm from Jen's Legacy School from Dubai. And our principal is very, very passionate about environmental issues. And our school is amongst the top 10 schools in environmental action in the world. So we are there, and you can then imagine what actions are we actually taking towards environment and again and towards sustainable living. So you can read a lot, you can educate yourselves, you can have a lot of knowledge, but unless you put it into action, it just doesn't help. So I want to talk about what are we actually doing with our children, and how our children have now become ambassadors of it. It's a huge thing to make children the ambassadors of what we want, because when they educate you, it becomes really your job is done if the children are educated. So from kg1, when I'm saying kg1, these are very, very small, just 4 years old. From there we start with this, and then all the other grades are being they all are doing a beautiful job when it comes to this. So we did not want to dedicate a separate period or a chapter to SDG goals. We integrated it in our curriculum. So like if you have an objective of say in math or English or science or social study or moral education, within that we have just weaved it in. So it becomes very simple when you take it this way. If you dedicate a separate period for it, then you are doing additional teaching and they are learning something in addition. That becomes a difficult task for you. So you have to first take it in a very, very simple way of knowing what objectives you are teaching in your daily lessons, and with that how you can integrate it beautifully. So I'm just going to show you some samples of it, which we have. And I will also share the lesson plans that we have, so that you know how it is, weaved into our curriculum. Before that, I would like to ask a few questions. So Nina, we can just have a very quick rapid fire with our team here. So if you, whatever you are saying, if it's a yes, you can just show thumbs up. If it's a no, you can just not say anything. Nina, if you can just count the thumbs up as they come up. And if there is something to answer, you can just put your answers in the chat box, right? Thank you. So here we go, people. This answer can be in the chat box. Did you take a shower or a bath today? So you can write either shower or bath. No, it's not a yes. A shower or a bath. Did you take a shower or a bath? Okay. 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 So I'm getting shower, shower, bath, shower, bath, shower. Okay.
It's a 50-50. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 50-50. So Vindhya, if you could tell me, when I say bath, what difference does it make? Whether it's a shower or a bath, is it not the same thing or is it different? Anyone can answer. There's no right and wrong answer, people. Just be open, just be interactive. Then only it makes your, a good session then. Anyone can answer. Yes, someone says bucket is bath. Of course it is. Yes. Okay. Saving water by taking bath. Okay. Okay. Right. So shower is head bath. Okay. 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 Bathing under a shower too. Okay. All right. So actually it is different. Yes, Varsha says it is different. Varsha, can you please tell me what is the difference between the two very quickly? You can just unmute yourself and speak. Okay, someone says bath is a long process while shower is a short process. Yes? Henna says that, right? Great. Yes. So when you go into your washroom, please time yourselves up and say, do I take a luxurious bath with 2 to 3 buckets full, or am I just on with the shower and I'm going on taking, I'm first feeling the water, and then then I put the soap on me and then I clear myself. And if I'm using a gel, then all the more a reason to have a longer bath. So let's switch to a very quick shower, or which will save time and definitely water. So please go for that, a quick shower. So when you enter the washroom next time, just say that I'm going for a quick shower, I'm going to come back. Like you say, I'm taking a short power nap. So that really helps. So please go for that. Thank you so much. Moving on now, I'm not going to ask any other question. I'll be in between asking questions just to break the monotony. Okay, let's move on now. Nina, if you can just keep taking a few screenshots so that we have a few saved there, it would be nice.
Sure.
Right. Moving on. Sustainable goals. So let me just first ask you, how many goals are there, Miss Punita? If you could tell me, if you know the answer, how many goals are there? How many sustainable development goals are there? Or if Miss Vijay Lakshmi, if you can tell me. Anyone who can answer in the chat box, that would be fine. How many sustainable? Okay, 17. Great, great, Judy. Thank you so much. So there are 17 SDG goals. Okay. We may not, thank you. I got the answer. So we may not cover all the goals in our school, even if you have, say, school till grade 12. Okay. You can take one goal at a time. One goal at a time. Even if you take one goal at a time, which can meet the need of the environment or anything which is actually in demand this time. In the sense, when I'm saying demand means you really need to know the need of the hour. You need to know the need of the hour. So when I say need of the hour, what need actually I'm talking about? What do you think is really worrying now and even in future? Anything that is really worrying? Anyone can talk. Please, let's be more interactive, people. Nina, can you please tell them? I don't know. They don't need to be reluctant to speak because I am okay.
Someone has said
right. Exhaustible
natural
resources.
sources.
Okay.
Yeah.
Water scarcity. Very good. Yes. So all this connects to what? Very good. Health issue. Very good. Environmental issues. Fantastic. Great. Thank you so much for the answers. Nature. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. The thing which is actually worrying is, will nature remain the same in coming years? I really don't know. What are we doing towards it? I really don't know. We are trying our best to take some actions, but how effective are those actions? We really don't know. We are having sessions. We are spreading knowledge. We are educating people. But how many of us, or anyone for that matter, all of us, how seriously are we, acting upon what we say? So that's what we need to think about. So it would be wise that when you choose an SDG goal, choose something which will actually educate our students for future, not for today, but for future, because they're going to grow up, they are going to be in this environment in future. So how are they going to be impacted with what they do now or what they learn today, right? So let me share my screen with you and show you something. And then I'm going to go to the next part. Yes. Just a sec. Give me a moment, please. Yes, here I am. Okay. Nina, just give me a thumbs up if you can hear it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is something which was just for your understanding that what goals are we actually looking at. So amongst these goals, most of the goals are actually about environment and sustainable living for us for future. Now, when I say sustainable, we all can very well connect it with our own lives, right? How sustainable are we in our daily living? So most of you have already answered the question, but please take a second and think about, oh, what did you do today towards the environment? To save the environment, have you taken any small action today? Or are you planning to take any action by the night? Just think about it. You don't have to tell me, but this is just for your thought. Or have you seen anyone else taking an action towards the environment today? Have you heard any news, or have you seen someone around you doing something towards nature, towards environment? It is not just about talking about trees or plants. It's about the actions that we take every moment at home. So if you think you have done some little thing for the environment, then pat yourselves, because that's really great. Any small action taken even by one human, that's great, Nina, thank you so much, would really, really contribute in a huge amount towards the environment. It may be just about, switching off the light of the room which you're not using at the moment, or yes, thank you so much, Vandana. Switching off lights when not in use, saving water by closing tap. Yes, I'm great. I'm really, really happy to know that. Yes, very good. So you are doing that. You're aware of it, and that's really nice. Even if you have, cooked something which is very, really good for your own health, that is again sustainable living, because that really contributes towards zero hunger. So if you're thinking wisely about it, you don't have to do huge things. You don't have to step out of the house. All you can do within the four walls of your house is the sustainable living, and it really contributes towards sustainable living. I am moving on straight to the lesson, which will help you understand what we do in our school to educate our students. That's the main objective. So let me first take you to a very simple lesson, which we had recently in our, this is a grade 3 lesson plan. And we actually decided to have it in our curriculum and in our daily lessons. So across the school, we chose one SDG goal. So we had life underwater. We also had life on land. So each department was given, say, grade 1, 2, and 3 were given one goal, and the rest of the grades had another goal. It all was all just, planned by the teachers. We had a curriculum meetings in which we sat and we planned. And then we started giving one question which relates to the topic, which relates to the objective, and very beautifully it brings in one of the questions from the SDG goals. So if you look at this, Nina, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Is my
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what strategies we can use to help save life below water and life on land? It's a very simple question. So now here, what do you expect from the students? Can anyone tell me? This is a very open-ended question, and we did not train them, we did not teach them. We just thought, let us take it from the students. So what do you think will the students do when they look at this question? What will they talk about? Anyone? Kindly unmute and speak. We are here on a very interactive platform, so it's okay. There's nothing wrong and right. You're already, you have a great knowledge, so please share it with us here.
Stop putting rubbish in the water, especially
Yes,
the ocean.
Right. Very true, very true. Anyone else would like to add on one more point here? Anyone? Life on land. What do you do about life on land? Any one action you think can really help people, save life on land?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, we can use minimum water while washing utensils.
Yes, very
so
true.
that it can be saved for others.
Very good. Yes, very good. Thank you so much for that. So these kind of responses we even get from our students, and I'm sure if you talk to your children also, they will be able to give you these answers. If nothing great, they might say, as you said, save water or plant more trees, or let's not cut trees. These things are very, very common these days, and I'm sure the children do talk about it, right? If you think your children are not aware of it, you can definitely choose one of the lessons of your science or social study. When you talk about plant life in science, you can talk about these things at that time, right? You don't have to force the goals. You can see what question will well relate to the topic and put that question there. And while they're learning about plant life, you can talk about it. While they're learning about water or the resources of water, you can bring in such questions. And this one big question can lead to a very, very good discussion in the class. Children can actually share with what they already know, and you can add on your own ideas and points there, and then you can have a good discussion time in the class. Actually, if you see, when we teach the students, more than telling them this is right, this is wrong, this is what you need to learn, this is what you should copy, have a good discussion in the class. When you discuss with the students, when they interact with you, they come up with great ideas actually, and they already know many things, as you know many things. So please give them that platform to discuss, to share, and to share their opinion about what they feel about this environment that they are living in. So this is one way of bringing it in. So one way is to have one big question in a lesson. That's the first way of having this in the curriculum. Okay, moving to the second thing.
Before you
Now,
go on, Vinny, I'd like to share what is there on chat. Some awesome shares. Vandana ma'am has said students have to turn off taps in the school. Then Varsha Shetty has said avoid plastic. Vandana ma'am again has said bird feeder making by students for school garden. So bird feeders are there. Then save and preserve natural resources. So these are some great shares.
Very good. Great. Segregation of waste is a wonderful response which we've got from Miss Vindhya. Yes, Miss Vindhya, this is very, very right. One of our actions in our school is also this, that our students actually know what a wet waste is and what a dry waste is, and they do segregate it accordingly. So during the break, our children actually take an effort of segregating it and then putting it in the right bin. So that is something that you can do in your school right from tomorrow if you're going. So you can definitely tell them this is what you have to understand.
May I ask you a question over here? Because when we talk about segregating waste and wet waste and dry waste, there are parents who object to it, saying that, this is something very unhygienic and you're making our children work. So how do we deal with that?
So what I feel is, we do have sessions, our principal first takes an action towards the parents. She normally, like, we have assembly times when a principal gives a talk to the parents also. So we have to educate the parents. We cannot do it alone with the students. So when I'm talking about bringing all this in the lessons, this knowledge goes through the students, it reaches the parents, and when they read about it, when they find such discussions and when they find such questions in the notebook, they also get educated. So they will definitely come back to you. And some of the parents have given a wonderful feedback of the fact that the children are being educated beautifully towards the environment. And now when we came up to this 10 best schools in the whole world, our parents were actually applauding and saying, you all have done a wonderful job by educating us, our children, in this manner. So you can definitely have sessions, or you can when you have your school orientations, you can talk to the parents about it. So in your orientation slides, you can have one of the slides which very well talks about all this, that in this school, when we have a curriculum, in our curriculum, we have SDG goals integrated. Now, one thing that you can be careful of is, when you say SDG goals, when you talk about this big term to the students, please be very mindful of how you put it forth to them. Parents might say it's a huge word for them and they are not able to understand it. So you can just put it in a very simple way and put it forth in a very simple language to them, especially to the little ones. The students above grade 5 will understand it better, but the little ones may take a longer time. They may not understand what is SDG goal. But if you tell them, this is what you have to do, this is an action. So simple actions of what you've put in the chat box would definitely help our little ones to understand what the SDG goals are. So that's one way. Now coming to the second way of implementing it and definitely embedding it in your curriculum. What you can do is, one is having questions, big questions. Second is, we have our exhibitions every year. I'm sure in your school you also have exhibitions, right? So we have a different approach to the exhibition when it comes to our little ones of KG1, KG2, grade 1 and grade 2. I'm talking about students up till grade 2. So we have a regio approach there, an approach which very beautifully connects the children with the natural environment out there. So the children actually have, we dedicate this time, we tell them to go out in the nature, bring back whatever they collect, and then we give them a topic or a theme And like this, we give them a goal. So when I was saying talking about life below water and life on land, if you see, we had a beautiful exhibition on this. Our students were given this topic. We had
Oh.
given them this question.
Vinny, are you sharing your screen? Because we cannot see your
Yeah.
screen.
Okay. I'll share it. I thought I was sharing. I'm sorry. Here it is. Yeah. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is something that we had taken this time. The two goals, goal number 14 and goal number 15. Okay. And then we gave them a big question. Big question does, will definitely lead to a wonderful discussion in the lesson. So always have a big question in your lesson plan. So they were actually asked to analyze the effect of climate change on animals and animals that are becoming endangered. And we had asked them to explore the necessity of taking urgent actions on climate change. So this was like given to them. And then we had our discussion during the soul lesson. Now, soul is another huge concept which I cannot talk about right now. Maybe Nina, whenever we have next session, I can talk about soul, which is a wonderful way of driving students to think and to discuss and to come up with the solutions to the problems that we have around us. So
Vinny,
now,
we have 2 minutes left. So may I request the participants to join back for
Yeah.
the next meeting with the
Yeah.
same meeting ID and password. Thank you.